plenary are all reflected in the final version of the law. The National Union of People's Lawyers and the Makabayan Bloc are planning to challenge the recently signed law over alleged last-minute insertions. Senate President Mig Zubiri has said that the MIF law is constitutionally sound and can withstand scrutiny from the High Court.
Sir, if you want to make sure na lahat na pinag-usapan sa plenary ay magre-reflect sa final laws. Basta kung ano nakalagay sa bill, yun ang nagre-reflect yung pinag-usapan sa plenary. And with regards to yung filing nila sa Supreme Court, karapatan naman nila yun. Pero sana po, mag-focus na lang tayo sa pagtulong sa implementation ng bill.
Political experts have started to weigh in on President Marcos's second SONA. Attorney Tony Lavinia told Frontline Tonight that he wants to hear Marcos address issues on food security, employment, human rights, and climate change. Several analysts and groups have given Marcos Jr. a passing grade in his first year in office, given that he is still starting out.
What I'm hoping to hear from the President, is yung isang malinaw na pag-articulate ng ating sitwasyon, ng krisis ng bayan. Lalo na sa kabuhayan, sa pagkain, sa pagbabago ng panahon, at sa human right. Na sana kilalanin ng Presidente na not everything is well.
As for specific areas of governance, Lavinia believes that Marcos has done a better job than his predecessor Rodrigo Duterte when it comes to foreign policy. However, it still remains to be seen whether he can address issues on corruption and the education sector.
Marcos has been a better, more nationalistic, a stronger president on China and on many foreign policy matters than President Duterte. Corruption, syempre hindi pa natin alam completely, di ba? Pero ito Maharlika is a bad omen kasi pwede talaga siyang vehicle ng corruption. Education, I think, is not in good shape. Hindi pa tayo naka-recover from the pandemic.
Here's what you can expect from One News as we cover President Bongbong Marcos's second State of the Nation address.
On July 24, President Bongbong Marcos will deliver his second State of the Nation address.
Tayo ay nahaharap sa mga problemang kagyat nating mararamdaman at mga hamong pangmatagalan.
How did the Marcos administration fare in its first year in office? What's the plan for the economy, education, health, and national security?
But we have and we will continue to find solutions.
Look back. Look forward. The men and women of One News and One PH in full force bring you a blow-by-blow account of this historic event. Seasoned journalists and experts on the economy and politics will help flesh out the President's report. This is the SONA 2023 special coverage. Monday, July 24 at 2 p.m. Catch it only here on One News. All sides, all the time.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I am Mon Gualvez. Authorities seized over a ton of smuggled frozen meat in Pasay City on Friday. The National Meat Inspection Service led the confiscation after receiving a tip about the sale of hot meat in the area. Around 1.3 tons of meat from Peking duck, rabbit, dove, chicken, and pork worth over 1 million pesos were seized. The government has banned the entry of meat from countries with known bird flu and African swine fever cases like China. The confiscated smuggled meat will be disposed to prevent it from being sold in markets.
Sa ngayon, pinagbabawal natin po kasi hindi pa po sila na-declare. May mga sakit na nandun sa kanila ngayon. Example natin yung ESF at saka bird flu, which is yun ang iniingatan natin na hindi makapasok.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The Food and Drug Administration will be inspecting pharmacies to check if they can store incoming Pfizer bivalent COVID-19 vaccines. Qualified pharmacies will be able to distribute the vaccine commercially once imported supplies arrive. Over 60% of the country's police force have rejected the proposed 5% pension contribution. PNP Chief Benjamin Acorda said this would be a burden on the salaries of personnel, especially for lower-ranking officers. And the DICT will start deactivating unregistered SIMs beginning July 26. Owners of deactivated SIM cards will have 5 days to reactivate it through registration. So far, telco operators have covered 62% or 104 million of the 168 million SIMs nationwide. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I am Mon Gualvez. We are One News.